This is an uncensored podcast about sex, sexuality, gender, and body stuff. Listener discretion is advised. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the person or persons sharing them. Some names have been changed to protect the anonymity of its participants. Hi friends, it is Drew Michael, and I am a sweaty mess. I need to shave really badly. I grew a mustache for the show I'm doing. This is Make Sex With Me, by the way. That's the name of this show. And it's really just becoming Drew's Messy Fucking Life podcast. But you know what? I still want you to make sex with me, even if I'm a mess. I want you to make sloppy, messy sex with me. Thanks. It's the best kind. So yeah, I grew a mustache for my play, and it's been growing. It's like the whole month of July has been mustachioed. And I also now have a surrounding kind of scruffy beard that I have to shave off now. I finally cut my fucking toenails, which needed to be done for a while. And next week we'll cut my dog's toenails because that's getting, debilitating for her. And, we're just doing great. I'm a little depressy. I'm a little anxious. Having, flashbacks of traumas past. It's just been really great. Was going to tell you guys about a love square that I've gotten embroiled in, but I think I'm going to wait till I have more information. And that's about that. So this week we're going to do a Quickisode. How about that? Oh, God. I need a shower so bad. I'm looking at a picture. Oh, by the way, you can rate, review, and subscribe. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Please write in to makesexwithmepodcast@gmail.com to give me more better things to talk about. More better. So I'm looking at a picture of an asshole. It belongs to somebody on OnlyFans named PatDaddy69. It is like I had to zoom in to even find the asshole. I'm so especially on big muscle guys, I'm so confused when they have these tight little assholes. I don't understand, because in my mind, if you're lifting weights that much, your asshole should have just blown the fuck out. A combination of taking a ton of protein and shitting too much and farting too much, and then just squatting huge, I almost said squatting huge loads. This is a dump of pictures I'm finding in my phone. So there's that. Let's see what else is interesting in my phone today. Oh, this is something I sent to my friends. Trix cereal has a new cereal. It's called Trix Loaded, and it is a red colored pillow full of white creamy stuff. It says with vanilla cream filling. Let's see here. Naturally and artificially fruit flavored, filled sweetened wheat cereal. I mean, why even mention that there's wheat at that point? I mean, no one's eating it for the fiber. The picture looks like it's a rabbit holding a creamy red pillow with gooey white cream A word that conveys that sound. Why do they have to say artificial and natural flavors? What part of this is natural? It says it's a good source of calcium. And I sent a message to my friends and I said, what in the, like, infected pussy hell is this? What in the period hell? It looks like there's other pillows that are blue and other pillows that are, like, blue and red combined to make a blood clot. I hope I don't get, in trouble for talking shit about Trix cereal. But wasn't Trix not filled with anything before? I don't know. Anyway. So there's that. What's this? Is this an old man taking a shower? Yep. I don't know why there's a picture of that in my phone, but, must have caught my attention at one point. Oh, I got messaged by a guy who is really, really cute on one of the apps, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then I looked at his pictures, and he's got these, like, bumps all over his body, and I really don't know what they are. I don't know if they're mosquito bites. I don't know if it's a rash. I don't know what's going on. And I almost thought maybe I should ask him, like, hey, you've got these bumps. What are those? Are they contagious? I almost want to, like, ask a doctor. Do you think I could take Grindr photos into my doctor? By the way, my doctor is such a fucking homophobe. I can't wait to get rid of him. But I literally am too lazy to get a new doctor. Okay. Did you guys know that Kamala Harris is running for president? Let's get her name right, okay, motherfucker? Okay, yeah, let's get her name right. She's gonna be the next fucking president of the United States, okay? Fuck yeah. Alright, moving on. There's a picture here that someone posted on the interwebs. Someone named Real Bay Area Memes posted a picture. It says, anti-weed ad from back in the day, too good not to share. And the ad says, this isn't normal unless you're addicted to reefer cigarettes. Then it happens all the time. And it's a picture of a naked woman on all fours with a naked man. He's like on top of her. Okay, so she's on all fours, so hands and knees, right? He's squatting over top of her, but facing her butt. And he's playing, I want to call it a tuba. Might be a euphonium. But it's like covering, so like the bell of the instrument's covering her puss and butt. Her puss and butt. Puss and boots. And the fact that he's hunched over playing the instrument is covering up his jennies as well. So there's no jennies available, but it's clearly from some weird like 60s or 70s like artsy porn. It was probably like Andy Warhol shit. And he's playing a horn into her Puss in Boots. And apparently this was to shame people from smoking reefer cigarettes. It looks like a lot of fun, and it says, unless you're addicted to this, then it is normal. It happens all the time. I think that's hilarious. And she looks like she loves it. He looks like he's playing his little tutti frutti heart out. All right, there was that. This is a great episode. I was planning on doing a fully different episode today, and then I decided to postpone. Okay. Somebody text messaged somebody, and then someone else posted it. Ryan says to Kenneth, holy shit, Biden out. Kenneth says, what? And then someone named Willa, who's also on the text thread, says, as gay? All right, that was fun. Let's move into some mental health awareness. Someone posted this on... I'm going to change the tone of my voice. Someone posted this. Someone named Motivation Matt with 1T posted this on Instagram. My therapist told me The reason you are in bed rotting each day, won't text people back, and won't leave your house is because you are stuck in functional freeze. After living with such extreme stress that your brain feels dissociated from your body. Your brain feels dissociated from your body. So even the simplest of tasks now feel overwhelming. Is this you? Maybe this, if this is you, maybe this account, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Maybe they were like, follow me, give me likes. Yeah, functional freeze. That is, I mean, it's alliterated. I definitely think that's what happens to me after like a really stressful period of time. It's like, okay, oh, all this stressful stuff is over. I can just chill. And for like the first few hours, you know, and once the thing is over, you're just like, oh, I feel so relieved. I feel so relaxed. And then the next day, it's like, my emotions are like I'm numb, or I like feel like I'm just a pile of shit. Like I don't feel great. It's just like really, really fucking awesome. And then, yeah, dissociating hard. I dissociate probably every day for a little bit of time, and I've just been really good at like bringing myself back. But yeah, just like it's so freaky sometimes when you're just standing somewhere talking to someone, or you're walking, or you're driving. That's the worst. And you're just like, I'm sorry, is this real? Am I real? Is anything real? And it's hard to explain. It's not just asking yourself, is this real life? It's like feeling completely disconnected from reality, and just then all of a sudden having a little panic feeling of like, oh my God, like, you know, it's like the cord in the back of the Matrix got unplugged and you're like, doi? All right, moving on. There's one really big thing I want to play for you guys. I'll do it at the end. But this is another thing on Instagram. Love you very much. Love you vera much. Vera much. On Instagram posts, the bears are taking Ozempic and becoming otters. The otters are getting laser and becoming twinks. The twinks are injecting E and becoming dolls. I think that's estrogen. The dolls are getting their hair cut and becoming butches. The butches are taking tea and becoming bears. That is like the most gorgeous poem I've ever heard. And then someone responded to that. Wait, I don't know if I still have that response. No, but someone was like, I love this for us. It's like, oh shit. The bears are taking Ozempic. So bears are like big hairy daddies, right? Sometimes they're fat, sometimes they're muscular. They're becoming otters, which is like a skinny, hairy guy. Skinny, hairy guys are getting laser and becoming twinks, so like skinny, hairless guys. I don't know that the otters are getting lasered, however. I mean, maybe in LA. The twinks are injecting estrogen and becoming dolls, which I think that means that they're trans. The dolls are getting their hair cut and becoming butches. I'm not actually sure that that's, if dolls means trans, I don't think that's even really happening. And the butches are taking tea and becoming bears. So that's actually not what happens when you take tea. But I love the sentiment. I love that it's like nobody's happy with who they are. We're all just a bunch of fake bitches trying to be something else. Although trans people aren't fake bitches. That's all I wanted to say. I think if I took some tea, I would actually not be a bear. I would be like probably skinnier. I'm a chicken. That's my body type. All right, so I'm going to play you a little video that I think is really, really cool, and I want to talk about it. All right, what does the shirt say? Oh, yeah, never mind. I sent that to a friend. All right, where's the video? Please hold. Must find.
You're gonna have to try to move it up.
Oh dear, that's not it.
Why do white gay people immediately after coming out act like the opposite gender but black?
This is an interesting question. I can give some historical insights into the background of this question. As somebody who's taken a lot of classes on just gender deviancy and the history of like blackness and gender, in my work, I've come across a lot of explanations for why black people are always kind of seen as gender deviants. And what do I mean by that? I mean, black people do not perform gender the same way that white people do. And because the standards of gender are based off of cis heteronormative white men, that means that black people deviate from that way of performing gender, which makes them quote unquote gender deviants. Because of like academic history and looking at that, it's in the way that black women were always seen as very masculine. For a lot of points in history, black men vacillated on this scale of being demasculized because they had very little agency, very little power, because a lot of masculinity revolved in power and like the sense of domination. But then they also were hyper masculinized for their bodies. Now, what does this mean now today? There's like this long historical precedent basically of black people being gender deviants. White people obviously recognize that. So a lot of times, not just when it comes to like white gays, but a lot of times, if you notice, when it's time for people to like express an edgy gender identity or show that they don't match the gender norm, they start acting like black people. There is a long historical precedent of black people being viewed as gender deviants, which I think heavily contributes to the reason why when anybody wants to perform an edgy expression of gender, they start acting black. So yeah, not an answer, but there's a historical context.
Why do white gay people immediately after coming out act like the opposite gender? But
That was from Barbie Brains. The person who posted it was someone on, I don't know who that guy is, but her name is Barbie Brains with 2 S's. This guy's name is, if you see this, don't tell me. Why gays are transracial. White gays are transracial. It's like, why is it that white people, when they come out, they start acting like black people, black women or something? Which the question, I think, is like already kind of steeped a little bit in racism for a white person who doesn't seem to be any of the things he's asking about. So it's kind of like, well, you just sit there wondering about other people and why they do what they do. There's a lot to that. I really just liked what she had to say about how black people perform gender differently for a lot of different reasons. I really enjoyed that. At one point, she said the term white gays, and I forgot the person had asked about white gay people. I thought she was talking about the white gays, like almost like the male gaze, like the way that we're always being looked at by men, or in this instance, white men. That's funny that I thought that. You're a liberal when the word gaze means what the eyes can see, and not gay people. I think, well, so there's a lot of in the gay community, a lot of erasure of a lot. So obviously, like, if you believe in white supremacy, the white gay males are at the top, followed by the white gay women, and then you've got whomever else. I've always wanted to say that, like, Latino guys who are like more white presenting Latino guys are at the top because they're fucking so sexy. And a lot of the gay hierarchy has to do with sexiness, body, just different things like that. But it's not just that, gays are so superficial. It's that we are so influenced by hetero society. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Like, we recreated our communities in the what do they say, in the image of hetero communities, as an example. I mean, we're communities within a hetero world, so like we reflect what we know, and what we know, we were all these gays were raised by straight people, and we know certain things because of that. It's not any surprise that within the gay community that white people would, think they were supreme and whatever. Um, so, but there's a lot of appropriation. There's a lot of like black queer people doing really cool shit, and then us being like, oh, we're gonna do that too. Like, just if you talk in RuPaul's Drag Race, it's like that. It's like, okay, every cool thing that drag queens say was made up by black queer people. You know what I mean? It could have also been made up by Asian queer people or Hispanic, Latino queer people. But it was queer people of color for sure. And white gay people are just like piggybacking on that all the time. They might come up with something cool, but it's in the style of, you know, queer people of color. And it's not just, you know, white gays come out and then they start acting like black women. It's like a lot of society is acting like black people, you know. And we want to take all the things. It's like when you live in this country where like Native American people aren't really valued at all, but yet we name our football teams after them, or we name a street after them, and it's just like, oh look, this is like us honoring the indigenous people by calling this street, you know, Iroquois Way or whatever. And then, or like, this is Sioux Falls, Idaho, or whatever the fuck, Illinois, Indiana, I don't know where that is. And it's like, okay, but that was nice, but what about, you know, investing and repairing their communities because we ruined them? You know, it's like, didn't really help them at all to name a street after them, you know? Like, doesn't really help. Is it a street that they're able to live on affordably for, you know, and get jobs? And no, we just named it that. Has nothing to do with them other than the name. Oh, okay. Just so we can remember that we devastated a population, and then, you know, we're so nice though because we named the street after them. So sweet. Right. So yeah, there's a lot of like taking the things we like from other people's cultures and then not giving them any credit, and not like not voting in their best interests, not supporting them, not helping them, not like giving reparations where reparations are due, not, you know, trying to pretend that nothing bad ever happened. It's just like, okay, there's so much more to the question, to answer the question, than I think the asker of the question really is ready for, maybe even. And then, what's her name? Barbie Brains. By the way, she's answering the question while doing her makeup, which I love. I love that. I think that's wonderful. I love watching people do the makeup. It's amazing. It's very calming for me, especially if they do it well. I'm like, oh yes, that is a great cat eye. Anyway, so I just love that. I love that whole thing. I love her answer in a lot of ways. Just the idea that black men would have portrayed gender differently because of the fact that they didn't have agency for so long over their own bodies and their own lives. Black women being portrayed as less feminine, and it's weird. It's weird how black women would be portrayed as less feminine. Black men would be portrayed as less masculine. And in some ways hyper masculine about their bodies, but only their bodies. Like they were all portrayed as hyper masculine physically. But then almost like feminized as far as like their what they were capable of, or their mental capacities, or like whatever. It's just it's just so crazy how we took these people and we enslaved them, and then we like and I say we because it was white people that did it. I mean, obviously I wasn't alive, but whatever. And then we told them what they were and what they could do and what they weren't and what they couldn't do and what they were allowed. And we told them who to be and who to love and all of those things. And I'm only saying it like that because I watched the Persuasion, the version of Persuasion with Dakota Johnson last night on Netflix because I needed a sappy rom-com, I guess. Also, Dakota Johnson's gorgeous, and I've never seen 50 Shades, any of those movies, but I like her a lot. But there was like a line in there that was like, never let anyone tell you who you are, and never let anyone tell you who to love. And it's like, that's so beautiful. Like, yeah. But anyway, I think that society tells us what we're allowed and what we're not allowed, and who we can be and who we can love and all the things. And it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. If we all just start calling bullshit, then we could all be free of it eventually, and it would be wonderful. But there's always going to be some societal pressures. I mean, if it could be from like your family, it could be from friends, it could be from, employers, it could be from whatever. I've realized that I've become such a little prude in a large part because of the fact that I work for a Christian organization, and like people will say something ridiculous out of nowhere. Sorry, let me yawn some fucking more. Or they'll swear, or they'll do something really insane and around me in public, and I'll just go like, oh wow, language, watch your language. People will swear in front of me at the front desk at my job, and I'll just be like, "Oop, we don't talk like that here." And I'm like, me telling a person that is insane. It's fucking insane. Fucking, what did I say earlier in this episode? Something about puss and butt. I think I said something grosser. I think I started this by saying, why do muscle guys have such tight assholes? So yeah, I'm living a double life. Fuck. Alright guys, that's all we got this week. It's a Quickisode, and we're trying to keep it under 30 minutes. But again, please rate, review, subscribe if you like what you're listening to. Please email us at makesexwithmepodcast@gmail.com. And I hope that you guys are filling your holes. You know what? Be honest with yourself. What is going to make you just feel, maybe not happy, but like whatever is going to make you just feel like good, like content. Like right now, I'm good. Today I'm good. Sometimes we can't be happy, if we're not in a good place, but we could be okay, right? Just take one more step up from where you are, and that's where we are. That's what we can expect. So put that in your holes and smoke it. Bye.